Yeah, and we need legislation that will stop them from being predators.
Yes,
basically, which that's exactly what.
Yes,
they're doing.
Water predators.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah, and land and liberty, because really it's the liberty of the people who live here.
Yes, it is.
So here at Lake of the Pines, what do you think is currently going on with exports and that kind of stuff?
Well, they're still going to keep trying to sell our water off if we don't pay attention to what they're doing, because they kept it under wraps and they kept it from everybody for several years. Luckily, there were people paying attention. And, I mean, I could recite a list of names, but then somebody will get hurt that I didn't remember theirs. Right. So I won't do that. But a lot of people paid a lot of attention. We got there's a bill that passed that caused more transparency so that they can't do it under wraps like they did before. But we're going to have to watch them forever.
Right.
It's just like the Marvin Nichols. They need to stop that.
They do.
So,
yeah, I'm going to stop it.
Yeah. Good.
You're going to help me.
Yes, good.
Yeah.
We have a good framework of people out here involved in that.
Yeah,
so,
there are a lot of good people.
Yeah, out here basically, water is one of the top issues. So
the current issue that happened, that was where the guy on the board was doing a deal behind the scenes. Is that right?
Yes, Wayne Owen was hired in from the DFW area. I don't want to say, but I can't remember for sure exactly what area, but he was involved and had a lot of connections, and they hired him out here. The Northeast Texas Municipal Water Board hired him out here, and he started the machinations behind the scenes to sell some of our water.
Right.
And so luckily.
And looking at that now, that was not a good decision. Why would we ever hire someone from the Dallas-Fort Worth area to come out here and
for the water. Specific reason of selling our water?
Yeah,
they
exactly.
And the thing they don't understand is if they kill this lake and kill the tourism, the little bit of money they get from that water is never going to make up what they have lost in tourism.
Right.
Because all of the boating, like this last weekend, it was great. Fishing tournaments and everything.
Right.
So, yeah, it needs to be monitored constantly.
What % of the water were they looking to export?
Oh, it was hundreds of thousands of gallons. It was the top. It would have, in some estimations, would have dropped the lake anywhere from 6 to 8 feet.
That's a lot.
It is a lot.
Yeah.
And the I guess confusing way that a lake is monitored, they were supposed to be sending in a report, an annual report on how much of the lake is used for this and that and the other thing, and you're always supposed to put recreation on there. Recreation is the top water, the top couple of feet. You got people swimming, you got people boating, and this man failed to include that.
Oh, that's interesting.
Well, and we suspect why, but it wasn't incompetence. Okay, so other than that, I can't speak to that a whole lot, but yeah, they found out that he was not including recreation in the how did you use your lake report.
Right. To
the Texas Water Board, the main one.
Yeah, so he significantly underestimated the amount of water.
Yeah.
So currently, how would you describe the current state? Is it, everything's good, don't worry?
Oh, no.
Okay, so monitor.
Yeah.
And what are you specifically monitoring for?
The activity of the Northeast Texas Municipal Water Board.
Okay.
What's on their agenda? When are their meetings? They were not very good about public posting and agendas and the Open Meetings Act and
they are subject to the Open Meetings
Act. Oh yeah,
Act,
definitely,
right? Okay.
definitely. The last I heard, there was a lawsuit that was filed. I have not followed that one. There was an attorney, Nelson Roach, I believe his name is. Yeah, I'm not sure, and there may have been another one, but he was at one of the meetings I went to and put them on notice. I'll be watching you because there will be a lawsuit.
Right.
So hopefully that will keep them at bay for a while.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a reason for a water board, I know, because there's 7 different cities that are like the quote controllers of the lake itself. But
the people that are on that board, it's 7 people, right? 1 from each city.
Yeah.
Are they appointed, elected?
Appointed.
Who are they appointed by?
The city that the city council
whose
appoints.
spot it is, appoints their person to the board.
Pittsburgh, Avenger, Jefferson, Hughes Springs, Ore City, Mount Pleasant, and I can't remember the other one. Sorry.
Okay.
But yeah, those cities appoint one person to the board, and that board hired the man from DFW.
Okay, so he was like a general manager,
right?
For the board.
He was a salaried employee.
Okay.
Yeah.
And he's now gone.
Yeah.
And someone has taken his place.
They appointed the secretary, the financial officer that they had in their office. Can't remember her name, sorry.
Yeah.
But yeah, they chose her, and there was some questions about that as well.
Does eminent domain affect this situation at all?
I don't believe it would. Of course, I'm not an attorney, but the cities the 7 cities that control this lake obviously they're not in Marion County.
Okay.
Okay, so...
And so why do they get to control it when they're not in Marion County?
Because back when the lake was organized and formed and everything was, all the ideas were there, those were the 7 cities that paid a tax to get some extra dam height on the lake.
Okay.
It's, like I said, it's pretty convoluted and long. This was back in the 50s and 60s.
Okay.
And they chose voluntarily to pay an extra tax to raise the dam another couple of feet to make the lake a little bit larger, to give them some water and water rights, basically. Okay. So, yeah, but that's way before my time, so I can't really give you... There are people who could give you a lot of that information. I can give you some names after we're through.
Yeah, I might already know some of them, but maybe not.
That's what I figured. You probably know some.
How do you feel like the Texas legislature has been dealing with this? Have they been proactive? Have they been reactive? Have they been non-existent?
Reactive.
Reactive.
Not non-existent, because I'm sure they were aware of the water purchases and the water problems in DFW and in the larger metropolitan areas. But as I said earlier, all of these machinations were done under the table for several years to organize a sale of our water and to keep the Marvin Nichols Reservoir on the table, which that should be gone. Absolutely gone.
Yeah.
Even the technology used to plan it is so outdated and archaic, it's not even funny.
That's what I've heard.
And the only time it became an issue and people jumped up to save our lake, and I don't mean civilians, I mean elected office holders, to save our lake, was after civilians found out what was going on and started showing up at these city board meetings and showing up at the Northeast Texas Municipal Water District meetings, asking questions, hollering and screaming, no.
Right.
And then we apparently got noticed, and the newspapers started coming out, and the elected...
And that was pretty recent, like this spring.
That was in February.
Maybe? Yeah.
That was in February. And so something did get done. Yes. It was a partially civilian and partially elected office holders' effort. Obviously, civilians don't pass bills.
Right.
But it's a shame that it took right up to the wire to get something done. And they still didn't do anything about Marvin Nichols.
No, they have not done it about Marvin Nichols. There is a bill that Representative Brent Money filed in this session about an eminent domain, and it's really good. It is a very good bill. And so the one way I think it might help in this situation, the Northeast Municipal Water Board, they were going to sell to Dallas.
Yes.
And what is the name of the entity they were selling to? Was it like the North Water Board or something like that?
There's the North Texas Municipal Water District, and then we are the Northeast Texas Municipal Water District. So.
And so this eminent domain bill would at least prohibit the Dallas area board from demanding something from our area.
They cannot exercise eminent domain outside of their own jurisdictional boundary.
That's a better way to say it. And so we really need that bill to pass, because I do think at a high level it could help.
When this big meeting happened it was in February, I specifically requested rapid response in the form of a bill that says that no municipality can exercise any kind of eminent domain or claw over and take somebody's water or anything else until they get their water issues under control.
Yeah.
It is well known that the DFW area wastes billions of gallons of water. Their infrastructure leaks right at 1 billion gallons a year.
Yeah,
and that's a B. That's a B.
That's huge.
And they can't deny it. They know it's true. Update your own infrastructure. Put some critical limits on watering.
Yeah.
Require car washes in water parks to either reuse their water or severely limit how much they can use. You know, in some cities, they tell people that they have to have a certain shower head in their home, so that they don't use too much water. But as I said earlier, you can drive down the street in these big cities on a rainy day, and you can see commercial properties with their sprinklers running in a pouring rain, and half of them are pointed out at the street.
Yeah.
You know, it's very frustrating. Don't tell me to limit my water when they're pulling that kind of joke.
Right.
So y'all take care of your own problems and stay away from our water.
Yeah. It's got to be so frustrating to have seen that Marvin Nichols has been going on for 50 years.
Yes.
And all this related to Lake of the Pines has been going on behind your back, really.
Yes. And they won't stop.
Yeah.
They will never stop. They have to be watched constantly.
Yeah. And we need legislation that will stop them from being predators.
Yes.
Basically, which that's exactly what they're doing.
Yes, water predators.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah. And land and liberty. Because really it's the liberty of the people who live here.
Yes, it is.
Vote for Melissa Beckett in the March 3rd Republican primary. Political ad paid for by Melissa Beckett for Texas.